Hello everybody and welcome back to Fate Extra. Now you're probably wondering why this is such a long episode. Well, there's one reason for that. It's actually a pretty short episode in terms of me commentating because 20 minutes of this, like a majority of this video, actually around after the 20-minute mark, it goes into a conversation with just Caster, talking about her backstory. That we made to get Matrix level E. That is, the decisions I chose. I did all the right things, and I was able to get Matrix level E with Caster. And like 20 minutes of that is just that one conversation. And I'm not going to commentate over that, since after that conversation I stopped the recording. So that's why I'm not going to commentate over that. I'll commentate up to it, but once it starts, I'll stop commentating because I don't have a lot of time, and I'm not gonna make an entire episode just Caster talking. so those are my reasons for that, and I just want to let you guys know about that. But yeah, I'm still busy, as you might be able to tell, because this episode has not been uploaded yet, and there's not going to be any Summon Night for this week. Super Robot Wars, maybe. I need to record them. I need to record that, so I'm gonna try recording that, tomorrow. But anyway, it's Rin. So Rin's a little bit embarrassed about helping us, but it was our hard work that pushed us up to go this far. I suppose I'll mention this now. In this week, they sort of throw a curveball at you, and because usually when you play through a week, once you go through a floor, you never have to go back to it once you complete it. In like day 4 or 5, we have to go back to floor 1 and get something. Like, you can't get it earlier, so it's required to go back to that floor. So I just found that kind of interesting, that it did something like that near the end of the game. I mean, it tells you pretty much that you gotta go there. Well, it heavily hints at it. I'm pretty sure we came up here to tell her about Julius, but we don't tell her about him for some reason. Anyway, let's head to the commissary. It's been a rough week for me. Rough week. Well, I'm kind of a little bit embarrassed, to be honest, because in regards to my Spanish hasn't been up to snuff lately. It was okay before, like, a bit of the grammar rules and stuff like that, but like after the summer, I can't remember any of the Spanish that I learned, even though my parents speak Spanish. It's not the Spanish itself; it's mostly grammar rules and stuff like that I forgot. So I need to brush up on that. Because I'm taking a Spanish class, what do you know, and I need to speak more fluent Spanish. But none of that. Anyway, Caster's been hiding something from us. What have you been hiding, Caster? Caster screwed up somehow. Now, well, I suppose the dialogue will tell you what happened. Interesting. So yeah, so Caster's been violating that edict because she puts us above the system. So it looks like the system isn't doing anything outright right now. I mean, it probably could, but perhaps to test us, it doesn't just get rid of her right away. It has a way to try to get rid of her because she's you know, disobeying the rules, but it isn't that spectacular. You know, the reason why Caster's dialogue took so long was because of the voice acting in Caster's dialogue later in the video, and Caster's dialogue. And I waited until she stopped talking before I moved on to each text box. I know there was one case in which I pressed the text box too early because she paused for a second and then continued speaking. So that was unfortunate, but that happened. Anyway, we can now get some treasure that we weren't able to get before because of Julius. An ether crystal, useful. Although I think I have like 72 of those actually by now. So that's something. I don't think there's any reason to go to the left here. There's that one enemy, but there's nothing else there. So yeah. Yeah, there's nothing else here. So if you feel like that you are a high enough level in which you don't need to grind anymore, then there's no reason to go into this little pathway here. There's no reason for you to go here, unless you're really that interested in what's going on over there. But it's nothing. I think we cut out every single battle here, because I'm pretty sure we've seen all, if not most, of the battles here. We've seen them at least once. So yeah, there's only two more new enemies after this floor, and I'm just gonna show them off once, and then I'm gonna cut the rest of their battles out. I don't really fight them too much. I just go through the map to you know, fully explore the second arena floor, which is why I fight a few enemies. I would have just skipped them entirely once I reached level 41, but I couldn't. Anyway, yeah, like I said, you see those elixirs there? You keep them. Don't use them. Although it's odd that I only have 2 there. Either that or I misread, because I know I had like 5 or 4 near the end. So we're gonna get more elixirs soon enough. I don't believe your items carry over to the next playthrough, so if you're not going to use items and just sell them off near the end because your money will carry over. I didn't do that because money is not really hard to come by in this game. And after you buy all the formalware, then all you really need is money. Because your formalware also transfers over. Well, formalware that is not related to the story transfers over. Not obtained through the story. Does not transfer over. That's what I meant to say. Formalware bought, gained in the arena, transfers over. Formalware gained through the story or through your servants is not transferred over. So yeah. So there's really I don't think money's that hard to come by where I would need to waste a few extra minutes of my time selling items. Anyway, Caster wants to talk to us. I'm not sure if the dialogue would still be the same, whether or not you said Tamomo was the only one for you earlier. So I'm not sure if that was if this dialogue changes a little bit or whether or not it's the same. I would think it would be the same considering we've been with Caster for so long, you know? I'm not sure what happens when you press the other options. but pressing these options make everything seem cooler. Makes our main character seem cooler anyway. And that makes sense. More often than that is never the case. Where if like if you're associated with something, usually you'll be punished as well if you're closely associated with something, I should say. Of course, that's a very broad statement, but you guys know what I mean. I cannot. Yeah, pick the one that doesn't finish the sentence. Don't do that. That's a caster we know. What's happening? Oh my god. So, that's a miniature version of the Seraph, supposedly. Yeah. I mean, she was sort of saying it out loud all the time. Our character says it best. If they have that corporeal form, they can be taken down. That's saying or that piece of dialogue, I should say, really reached out to me. That's not the right way to say it, but like I really like that saying that if it has a corporeal form, we can take it down. Because in many ways, that's true. If something is physical, you can take it down. I've seen the Seraph sent this out just to deal with us, and considering that we aren't trying to take down the moon cell necessarily, is why it stops after this. No, it's not necessarily alive at all, but I assume that's why it stops. And there's other explanations as to why it sort of leaves us alone after this, and I'll leave that for later. So it's a semi-spoiler, not really, but semi. Oh, anyway, this guy's easy. Just spam your skills. He's easier than Julius, so just spam whatever the heck you want. Although I would assume Julius had to deal with stuff like this too, so kind of makes sense that it would be easier. What if it was looking for Julius, and well, since we took it down, it just found us, just like went after us, considering we were nearby and had a problem. Anyway, yeah, if you recall, like I was healing the MP of my servant a lot. That was because I was unsure of when this event would take place. I was preparing for it. Oh yeah, there's where we get an elixir. There's a lot of little boss battles, and I think that's where we get the elixirs from now on. I think we get an elixir from Gawain too. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if that is entirely fact true. There's Caster with little kung fu move. Pose, not move. Oh yeah, that her castration punch thing that she was doing like way early in the game is moving Fate Extra CC. So that's something. So if you, I think that was the case. I think I read that on TV Tropes. TV Tropes is a lot of information on games sometimes, especially some of the more niche games. But yeah, I would totally like to play Fate Extra Triple C. But that's impossible for me right now, as it's in Japanese. What? Japanese? Yes, Japanese. I don't know what I was going for there, but yes, it's in Japanese, and I cannot understand the Japanese. I think I do grind on this floor to level 40, and if not, oh no, I think I grind to level 40 on this day, and then when we return to this floor on day 5 or 4 is when I grind to level 41. So I do all my grinding on this floor. I thought I should tell you, in case you guys were interested. An enemy down. So originally I was gonna end this episode off at like around 17 minutes because like the other piece of footage was like 20 was the whole episode in its own. I'm like, oh god, I can't do this. I don't have time. And then I looked, and it turns out that the other part is just Caster, a conversation with Caster. So, like I said, I'm gonna be quiet for that. And it's actually gonna come soon, like 3 minutes. But I'll talk a little bit more. I'll be soothing with my voice. No, but anyway, like I said, I grind to level 40. And you could pass the game at level 40. I grind to level 41 because I thought I was going to grind for a little bit more, like level 42 or 43. But I say screw it, and I just go for it, and I do end up beating the game that way. So 40 is a good level. I was level 41. Like I said, you don't need to be my level, but if you're lower levels, you would have wanted to have focused your skill points into either a lot into magic, so you could have out damaged, but you would have to, your magic stat would have been higher than mine if you'd done that. Or I would say mostly into magic and the rest in defense. That I would say, because you want your defense at rank C. If your defense is at rank C, you can take some hits from Gawain and the final boss, although I don't think I ever got hit by the final boss. If I did get hit, it was never anything too serious. Oh yeah, we never did do that, did we? But unfortunately, we do not see what Rin has to say in this episode. We see what Caster's backstory is. Well, yeah. We learn Tamomo no Mei's history, but this game's version, like, it's not the real. It's based off the real Tamomo no Mei's, like the folklore, but it isn't exactly how it is told, I suppose. So this is sort of just a little bit of some liberties are taken in the story here, and that's completely fine because this is not meant to be the real thing, I suppose. So that means in this world there are gods, although that's what kind of it means. Although it could be thought that since Caster was prominent in folklore and the Seraph knew about it, it just created some hero, I suppose, if you want to call it that, from folklore, and I think I dump all the points into defense here instead of put more into magic. I could be wrong on that. Nope, I don't. I know I get it to rank C, so I think at level 41 I get it to rank C. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I guess Caster may not have existed, but only believed that she was a god because I guess the Seraph gave her memories that weren't real. I assume that that's not the case, and she was in fact a living person, because most heroes are. And what the fuck is this? What the heck? looks like a clip repeated for some reason. Is this entire clip gonna repeat? Yeah, it repeated. The clip repeated. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now, and I'm sorry I wouldn't be quiet for the entire caster backstory, but there was an extra clip. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna cut that out.
今頃私の魅力に気づいて溢れ出る若い衝動を抑えるのに大変だったり、いえ、むしろ勢いに任せてどうにかなってしまいたい。最後の戦いなんて知ったことかと悩んでいたと見ました。ご主人様、どうかなさいました？辛そうなお顔をして。まさか本気でお体の調子が悪いとか？なぜって以前もお答えしましたよ。私は人間に仕えるのが好きなんです。もちろん初めに選定基準はありますが、基本私は誰でもいいのです。ご主人様の召喚に応じたのだって助けを呼ぶ声が聞こえたからですし、お見合いみたいなものですよ。私とご主人様の間に霊的な因縁とか全くありませんから。はい。その顔はいろいろとバカなことで悩んでいると見ました。ねえ、ご主人様、誰にでも使えるというの不純ですか？やっぱり使える相手は初めから特別な人でないといけませんか？私はその人の行動が最終的に良いものであると感じた方にのみお仕えします。それが男性でも女性でも子供でも大人でも罪人であろうと悪人であろうともです。それが私のただ一つの譲れない誠です。私自身がどのような悪名をかぶろうと仕えた主にだけは良き人生を歩んでほしい。ただ私はすごく惚れっぽいので仕えた人を好きになっちゃうのは止められないというか、ぶっちゃけ今回は一目惚れでした。でも私はこう見えて一途ですから。ひとたびこの身を捧げたのならもうとことんお供します。ええ、陸道輪廻の果ての果て、主の魂魄が尽きるまで影に日向にお守りする。そういうことなので、ご主人様はもう安心して玉も妻認定しちゃってくださいね。できれば今すぐここで熱い抱擁とか誓いのベーゼとかぎゅっと ご褒美で欲しいのです。それは神様にだってできないことはあるんですよ。というかできないことだらけです。でも仕方ないか。自分語りは柄ではありませんが、ご主人様に誤解されたままっていうのもあれですし、仕方ない。ここは一つ昔話といきましょう。サクッと簡潔に済ませますので、お茶の用意は結構です。どなた様もお気を楽に楽に。まずは私の発端から。実のところ私はアマテラス大神の一人格みたいなものなんです。いつもに出かけた時ですかね、自分を崇める人間を見てふと思っちゃったのです。あの有象無象の連中は何が面白くて生きているんだろうって。だってほら、人間なんて神様的に見たら無意味の具現みたいなものですから。だってそこをごまかしたら話が進みませんし。真実は耳に痛いもの。多少のイラつきは我慢してくださいませ。まあそんな上から目線のやつが一番ダメだっていうのは神様も人間も変わらないですけどね。そんなダメダメな大元の私は人間を見下しながら人間の不自由さを知りたくなったんです。はじめはそうですね、やっぱり変な正義感から。彼らが悪い生き物だったら叱ってやろうみたいな思いつきで。でもずっと見ていくうちに大元の私は尽きない興味を沸かしてしまった。だって何一つ幸福な要素がないのに人間たちは楽しそうなんですもの。楽しくないのに、あんなにも弱々しいのに多くの顔が笑っている。私が見えもしないのに全身全霊で私を信じて祀ってくれる。大元の私はそこで思ってしまったんでしょう。自分に尽くす人間たちがそれはもう幸せそうだったから、私も誰かに仕えてみたいと。まあそれが間違いだったんですけどね。神様は神様らしく天の岩戸で引きこもってろって話です。あの時はマジ驚きました。朝起きたら頭が重いなぁと思って触ってみたら可愛い狐耳とか生えてるし。あれです、漫画でよくあるじゃないですか。 朝起きたら女の子になってたとか芋虫になってたとか、あの気持ちですね。嘘、やだやだ、私ったらなんで狐耳とか生えちゃってるのって1ヶ月ぐらいはなんとか隠し通せたんですけどね。いえ、ヒロイン的に。でも安倍の野郎がやってきやがって、思い出すだけで耳にきます。あの切れ長めの超絶美形、あいつ日本人の骨格してないです。性格最悪、外見最高、魂はもう少年まで根の国色の陰陽師がやってきて、あっさり私の正体を暴いたんですよ。もうそこからは雲の子を散らす騒ぎで、結果私は取るものも取らず奥の院から逃げ出しました。犬神の野郎もここぞとばかりに食いついてきやがりまして、日本の生態系的に狼が犬に駆逐された最初の事件ですね、あれは。その後パニクりながらなんとか那須野まで逃げたわけです。そしたらなんでか狐たちが集まってきまして、お待ちしておりました、お疲れ様でした、さぞ苦労をなされたでしょうとか。まああの子たちも私を心配してくれたんでしょうけど、ちょっと空気読んで欲しかったです。あそこはすぐにいい人見つかるよ、ファイって励ますところです、女の子的に。ようこばとだーとやってきた軍勢はそりゃあ壮観でした。私も勢いよーしバチこーいと応戦しちゃったほどです。まあ皆殺しはやりすぎましたけど、言い訳になりますけど私だってそれなりに弁明はしたんですよ。けど誰も私の言葉は聞いてくれなくて、2度目は反省してなんとか話し合いをしようとしたんですけどね。3日3晩矢の雨で何を言っても聞こえなかったみたいです。初めから物の見方が違ったんです。視点の広さと言いましょうか、人間たちの神仏への信仰と同じです。だから私は愚かでした。神様のくせにそんなことを最後の時まで気づかなかった。 まあこんな話です。ご主人様は神様だからって遠慮してますが、全然その必要はないですから。もっと積極的に、むしろ愛の力に負けた感じで押し倒してくれちゃってもタマモ的には OK です。叩かれたつうか逃げられた。嘘。マウントから脱出する高等技術をどこで習ったんですか、マスター。はい、この私はそのように生まれたもの。それに誰かの人生に寄り添うのは嬉しいのです。人間ではない私ですが、人の人生の一部になれた気がして胸があったかくなります。そしてその温かさを私はもうもらっているんですよ、マスター。私はあなたのサーバントです。私が仕えたいと焦がれる魂を持ち、好きになってしまったお方です。かつて私は人間になりたいなんてわがままのせいで世界を敵に回しました。それは摂理への逆行であるからです。でも今は違う。ご主人様に仕えていたい。神が人を愛し私欲で守ることを摂理が正そうというのなら、私は今度こそ自分の意志で世界を敵に回します。だからどうか最後までおそばにいさせてください。ご主人様が何者であれ私の愛は変わりません。この水天日光アマテラスの雫石、横島な私利私欲で砕け散るその時まであなたの森を務めます。